Coming up on 5 Minute News. Pfizer says COVID-19 vaccine looks 90% effective. UK PM Johnson defeated in Parliament on treaty-breaking Brexit laws. And EU regrettably hits US with tariffs and seeks better Biden ties. It's Tuesday, November 10. I'm Anthony Davis. Pfizer said on Monday that its COVID-19 vaccine may be a remarkable 90% effective, based on early and incomplete test results that nevertheless brought a big burst of optimism to a world desperate for the means to finally bring the catastrophic outbreak under control. The announcement came less than a week after an election seen as a referendum on the outgoing president's handling of the scourge, which has killed more than 1.2 million people worldwide, including almost 250,000 in the United States alone. Pfizer, which is developing the vaccine with its German partner BioNTech, is now on track to apply later this month for emergency use approval from the US Food and Drug Administration, once it has the necessary safety information in hand. Even if all goes well, authorities have stressed it is unlikely any vaccine will arrive much before the end of the year, and the limited initial supplies will be rationed. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the US government's top infectious disease expert, said the results suggesting 90% effectiveness are just extraordinary, adding, "Not very many people expected it would be as high as that." Dr. Bruce Aylward, the World Health Organization's senior advisor, said Pfizer's vaccine could fundamentally change the direction of this crisis by March, when the UN agency hopes to start vaccinating high-risk groups. President-elect Biden welcomed the news but cautioned that it could be many months before vaccinations became widespread in the US, and he warned Americans to rely on masks and social distancing in the meantime. He said the country still faces a dark winter. Confirmed infections in the US eclipsed 10 million on Monday, the highest in the world. And tens of thousands more deaths are feared in the coming months with the onset of cold weather and the holidays. Pfizer's vaccine is among 4 candidates already in huge studies in the US, with still more being tested in other countries. Another US company, Moderna, also hopes to file an application with the FDA later this month. Both companies' shots are made with a brand new technology. These mRNA vaccines aren't made with the coronavirus itself, meaning there's no chance anyone could catch it from the shots. Instead, the vaccine contains a piece of genetic code that trains the immune system to recognize the spiked protein on the surface of the virus. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson suffered a heavy defeat in Parliament's upper chamber on Monday over proposed laws which would allow him to breach Britain's EU exit treaty, a plan that's been criticised by US President-elect Joe Biden. The Internal Market Bill is designed to protect trade between Britain's 4 nations after Brexit. It contains clauses, ministers say, are needed to protect Northern Ireland's delicate status as part of the United Kingdom, but would also break international law in a specific and limited way. The Upper House of Lords voted to strip those clauses from the bill in a series of defeats for the ruling Conservative Party. The government does not have a majority in the Lords, and even some high-profile Conservative members oppose the clauses. The publication of the bill in September provoked criticism, with some saying it would wreck Britain's international standing. Joe Biden tweeted on September 16 that anything which endangered the peace accord between the Irish Republic and Northern Ireland would threaten Anglo-American trade. Brussels has launched legal action against Britain over the proposals. The European Union will impose tariffs on up to $4 billion of US imports in retaliation for US subsidies for Boeing, but said on Monday it was hopeful of an improvement in trade ties under US President-elect Joe Biden. The move, given the green light by the World Trade Organization last month, is the latest in a 16-year US-EU dispute over civil aviation subsidies. US tariffs on $7.5 billion of EU products after a parallel WTO case against Airbus have been in place for over a year. We have made clear at every stage that we want to settle this long-running issue, EU Trade Commissioner Valdis Dombrovskis told a news conference after an online meeting of EU trade ministers on Monday. Regrettably, despite our best efforts and due to a lack of progress on the US side, we can confirm that the European Union will later today exercise our rights and impose countermeasures awarded to us by the WTO in respect to Boeing. From Tuesday, the EU will impose tariffs of 15% on US exports of planes and parts and 25% on a range of products, including tobacco, nuts, fruit juice, fish, spirits, bags, tractors, and casino and gym equipment. The bloc says its main objective is to persuade the United States to negotiate a solution, arguing the chief beneficiaries of the dispute are competitors such as China's Comac. US Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer said the EU's decision was disappointing, but refrained from threatening any US response. The EU tariffs come about a week before regulators are expected to clear the Boeing 737 MAX for service after a safety grounding of more than 19 months after two deadly crashes killed 346 people. The EU repeated an offer that the bloc was ready to suspend its measures at any time if the United States did the same, whether under the current or the next administration. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Please subscribe, rate and review us at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an independent production covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering unbiased, verified and truthful world news daily.